your documentation. So pretty well everybody's involved with documentation, love or hate it. You have to deal with it. You have to read it. So this is some tips that might help you with it within that. So there's a problem with people actually understanding, getting information, finding stuff in your documentation. And this is actually a real world example from us. You think it's clear, and if you start talking to people, you get some feedback. And in this case, the pages were really long, the titles. So if you want to make a change across different pages or across multiple spaces, you need to find the stuff. You don't know necessarily what it is. The app is called Space Content Manager. And one of the things you can do is make bulk. It's around bulk changes. And in this case, text changes. It tells you which ones you can choose. And then based on that, you can see exactly what's changed. I don't know, maybe someone has a good example of something that they had to find.
Well, there's a really good example. Atlassian is liking to change the name of everything. Issues to work items from projects to spaces. And I have tons of documentation. So,
If you don't make the change well, and it's a bit piecemeal, and you've got 5% of the pages that have the old one, and the other ones do, you end up with documentation in this example, but really a space that is not a single source of truth. And if it's not a single source of truth, people end up saying, well, let's just use Microsoft Office. The next example is a little bit different around categorization, different ways to use to find things in Confluence. So I'm using this example of labels. One of the tools is a label manager. So if you wanted to change labels in bulk or to add them to a group of pages, like in this example, you can add a label to pages as a way to search. You have the label so that people can just filter. You can get a list of a group of pages and you use a label for that. So you have a preview of everything before you make changes, because it's very scary to make changes, especially bulk changes. So what happens is people are scared to make changes, so nothing gets done out of fear. And then you've got a Confluence space that's slowly dying. The other one is there's add in a prefix or a suffix. Also a way when you search, you can also bring those pages together based on a prefix or a suffix. So it's a certain form of categorization. So that's it. That's the tool, has a few different things. But essentially what we tried to do is some of that annoying, I call it some of the, let's say not particularly sexy stuff to do, is that if you're not making an effort to maintain it, to improve it, even if it's not perfect, the thing slowly dies.